Good morning, students. Today's topic is noun-pronoun agreement. So we all know what is a noun: name, place, animal, thing. Okay. So it's simply to remember in that way. And we also know what is a pronoun. A pronoun is a word used instead of a noun. So quickly we'll go ahead. What are the rules which are being covered under noun-pronoun agreement? Okay. So before going to that, you know what is an antecedent. Okay. So antecedent goes before the noun. For example, my mother gave me her bracelet. Okay, so you can also write the sentence: my mother gave me my mother's bracelet. Now we all know that her is nothing but pronoun, which is replaced instead of noun called mother. So it is the noun that the pronoun replaces. So what is an antecedent? Because hereafter we'll be going ahead with this word instead of using noun. Okay. So antecedent is nothing but it is the noun that the pronoun replaces. Now, for example, instead of using my mother's bracelet, we used her bracelet. Her is nothing but which is replaced the noun called mother. Okay. So you can be sure a noun is the antecedent if you can use that noun in place of pronoun. So, my mother gave me her bracelet. So, antecedent is nothing but it is the noun that the pronoun replaces. So, instead of using my mother's bracelet, I used her. Her is nothing but we all know it is a pronoun. So, what is the antecedent here? Mother is nothing but the antecedent. Okay, quickly we'll move ahead. So, before going to this, a pronoun must match or agree with its antecedent in number, person, and gender. So, according to that particular subject only, the pronoun changes. Now, here we are not talking about the subject, we are not talking about the noun, we are taking the name called antecedent. So, if the antecedent is singular, the pronoun will be singular. If the antecedent is plural, the pronoun will be plural. So, there are three categories which we are taking into consideration: number, person, gender. So, the first one, number agreement, okay, which is very simple and easy. Single nouns must match with single pronouns. We know that. Plural nouns must match with plural pronouns. So if you see here, Lisa did not come to school because she was sick. Now Lisa is singular now. That's why the pronoun is also singular. Okay. After Sasha and Aran climbed the Great Wall of China, they were totally exhausted. Now, Sasha and Aran are two people. So, two nouns, automatically the pronoun is plural. So, the number agreement is this. Singular nouns, singular pronoun. Plural nouns, plural pronoun. If two nouns, there's an exception to this. If two nouns are joined with the conjunction and, use a plural pronoun. You have to remember the students. If they are joined by or nor, use a singular pronoun. So if the conjunction and is used between two singular nouns, the pronoun is always plural. But the two singular nouns, if they are joined with or, neither nor, either or, in such cases, the pronoun is always singular. You can quickly read these examples. John and Randy brought their books. I told you if it is a conjunction and, automatically the pronoun is plural. Even though you have two singular, nouns. Automatically we know this. But sometimes John or Randy, two singular nouns, but used with or, nor, either or, neither nor. Always the pronoun is singular. So this is very, very important rule. Moving ahead, person agreement. We finished with number agreement. We are going with person agreement. Okay. When writing about yourself, now sometimes when you write about yourself, we use, in the sentences I, me, we, or us. Okay. When writing directly to someone, we use only you. So when you're writing directly to someone, you we talk, starting with the sentence. When writing about someone or something else, about a thing, about someone else, we use he, she, it, him, they, them, singular or plural, whatever it is. So about yourself, we use I, me, we, or us. Directly about someone, we directly say you. Writing about someone or something else, we use he, she, it, him, or they, them. Okay. Use it when you don't know the gender of the thing, what you're talking. So when we don't know, the gender, we normally say it. So these are the basic rules which we know when we generally write something. Now, how exactly we are using it in this? My name is Kitty and I am an English teacher. So we just say, my name is Kitty and I'm an English teacher. The pronoun I replaces the noun Kitty. So this rule we already know. Instead of using again, Kitty is an English teacher, we simply say, I am an English teacher. So we don't say, my name is Kitty and Kitty is an English teacher. I am an English teacher. Now that's what introducing or writing about yourself. That is the first one. Okay. Caraman felt nervous when Milvin asked her to dance. Okay. So Caraman felt nervous when Milvin asked. Now her has reference to which particular person? Caraman. So it's very clear. It is replaced. Instead of again saying Melvin asked Caravan to dance, we simply go with her. Okay. So that is what exactly happens. That's what is when writing about someone or something else. Next. The little fish knew it was doomed. It is nothing but again reference to the fish here. Doomed when the shark came around the corner. So when you're not sure about the gender, when you're not talking about something else. So in such cases, we use it. Okay. I'm going to the movies with Joy and Michael. Do you know them? So when writing about someone or something, as I told you, it can be singular as it is being used here, or it is about the plural because these two people we are going with. So them. So this is the general rule which you people know. And keep in mind that when using the pronouns I, me, we, you, and us, it is not always necessary having an antecedent. Now, when you go back here, when you see, because Kitty is nothing but the noun, it is the antecedent. That's why it is I. Now, caravan is nothing but the antecedent, and the pronoun is her. Now, fish is the antecedent, and the pronoun is it. Okay. Joy and Michael are the antecedents, and that's why the pronoun is them. And here's one more rule, that is nothing but conjunction and, that's why it is plural form. Okay. So it doesn't mean that every sentence should have a noun or the antecedent. Now, for example, when you can see the sentence here, are you going to the dance on Saturday? So when you're questioning with you, you automatically know that person beforehand. That's why when we ask someone a question, we already know who you is. So that particular person, we already know. That's why we directly go with the sentence you. It is not necessary to say the person's name beforehand. So every time we don't utter the person's name. Now you can quickly go through these examples. Our parents always threw wonderful birthday parties for us. Now, us is nothing but when you're talking, it is all about the children. So it is not always saying that for the children. Okay. Can you give me a ride, please? So when you know a particular person only, you ask for a lift. So no need to utter the person's name again. So it is not always necessary to use a pronoun only when you have an antecedent. Sometimes when you know the particular person, directly we go with the pronoun. Gender agreement. When writing about men, we use he, him, his. When writing about women, we use she, her. If you don't know the gender, we use he or she, his or her, okay, him or his. Only use they and their if the antecedent is plural. So when you're talking about more than, one person, then only we use they or they. Now quickly go with the examples. The blind man was about, excuse me, the blind man was about to walk into the street, but I ran over and helped him. So here the antecedent is man. So it is, masculine gender. It is automatically him. Singular. The woman arrived at the store, but she had forgotten her wallet and had to go back home. So it is all about the woman. That's why it is, feminine gender. Automatically it is she. Singular. singular. Okay. Now see this example here. Using their instead of his or her is becoming acceptable in spoken English. Sometimes when we speak, instead of using his or her, we use they. Okay, it is accepted when we speak, students. But make sure to use his or her in written English. But when comes to writing, it is always wrong. If using his or her sounds awkward, sometimes, instead of talking about the genders, it seems to be very awkward. Okay, in such cases, fix the problem and make the subject plural. So this will be well explained with the following examples. Now you can see this. A new doctor must pass their certification exam before getting a license. So normally when we talk, we use their certification. It is accepted, it is valid, but it's sticking to speaking. When it comes to writing, it is totally wrong. Okay, a new doctor must pass their certification is wrong, students. Instead of that, a new doctor must pass his or her certification exam before getting a license. We don't know the doctor is, which gender. So instead of that, a new doctor must pass his or her certification exam before getting a license. This is one way of writing. New doctors must pass their certification exams before getting license. As I told you, when it sounds very awkward using his or her, you can automatically, make that particular plural, pronoun a plural. So when you're making the pronoun plural, you need to make certain changes also in the nouns. New doctors must pass their certification exams before getting licenses. Now this is very, very important. So this is accepted in spoken, but not in written. Okay, it should be either his or her certification, or you can completely, change that particular pronoun into a plural form. Okay. Sometimes it can be difficult to ensure that you are using the correct pronoun. Now in a sentence, to which antecedent we are using a pronoun, it is a great challenge. Now here we are going ahead with certain challenges, but students, I'll be talking about few challenges in this particular PPT, and we'll continue in the next PPT about the other challenges. Okay, the first challenge, interrupting phrases. Okay, try not to get distracted by phrases that come between the antecedent, that is nothing but the noun and the pronoun. Now you can see the sentence here. Jeremy, one of the waiters, dropped his tray. Okay, now here this is nothing but the phrase, one of the waiters. So instead of using that, we can just say Jeremy dropped his tray. So why should we, get distracted with this particular phrase? So cross out the interrupting phrase to make sure you find the correct antecedent. Now what is the correct antecedent? Jeremy, and the pronoun is nothing but his. So no need to use one of the waiters. Okay, should be very, very careful. Instead of you can't use you, because waiters is that you can't use their trace. So don't get carried away. This is very, very simple. Students, we know this, but still once again, I'm just telling you. Challenge 2. When the reference is unclear, sometimes in the sentence we don't know what is the antecedent and to which antecedent we have to put the pronoun. Okay. Now you can see this example here. Unclear pronouns. Okay. John and Mercy went to work. She was late. Now who is late here? John is late or Mercy is late? So you can't directly say she was late. So you have to say John and Mercy went to work. Mercy was late. Okay. Instead, so you can't use, a clear pronoun there. So you have to use again the noun which you are referring to. Okay, the same way, my father was just like his grandfather, but he was not as tall. Now, who was not as tall? Are you talking about the father here or grandfather here? So in such cases also, you're not clear about the pronouns. So my father was just like my grandfather, but my father was not as tall. Okay, or my grandfather was not as tall. So you should go with the correct thing, correct subject. In such cases, you should be very clear. You can't write the correct, pronouns. Okay. So we'll stop here. We'll talk about the other 2 challenges in the next session. Thank you.